Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in on this Thursday, October 21st afternoon. Um, we, me and Jan from New York City Saves Money, I'll be bringing her in a little closer in just a sec. But we're going to talk about, since you have changes with groceries and food and shelves being empty, when you go to the grocery store to buy groceries. Um, this may also be a good time for all of us to plan ahead when it comes to Christmas shopping because there's no telling what's going to happen in a couple of months or after Halloween or after Thanksgiving. We don't know how Black Friday is going to turn out. Not that I would be caught in Black Friday. I did that once and I promised myself I'd never do it again. And so far, I've held true to that for 13 years. But I want to go ahead and bring Jan in on this and have her go ahead and, voice her side of things.
Hey Steve, how you doing, Steve?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hi everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. This is a special upload for this Thursday, so not to be confused with the Saturday chat show. But years ago, Steve, you probably remember this song. There was a song years ago entitled "What a Difference a Day Makes." It was
Yes.
a very well-known hit. I still love it to this day. But looking back, just a couple of weeks ago, you guys may recall that we sort of did a show regarding discussing Christmas shopping, but some things have changed even since a couple weeks back. So, in my opinion, because of some changes that we're all familiar with, I can't get into it here, as you know, but we watch the news and we know that some changes have occurred that will actually be a game changer, Steve, and anyone viewing, in terms of game changing the way we think about our holiday or our Christmas gift shopping strategy. Who viewing out here is in agreement with this? How about you, Steve? Do you agree that recent changes can affect what may be going on and how we choose to shop for the holiday season? What says you on that?
Well, I'm 100%. This is how I'm viewing things. I mean, even though I have a strategy and what's worked for me for now, I'm trying to think how long I've been doing the gift card method. I've been doing that since probably '06, '07, and I kind of think this right here when it comes to Christmas shopping because we don't know the fate of how things are going to be. Already shelves are becoming empty, and I think it's only going to get worse from here. And I look at it like this: if need be, consider purchasing gift cards this year. No, it simplifies your shopping. It doesn't tire you out. It makes it a lot easier. But a gift card is good. You put money on it, you give it as a gift. That gift card is good for, I think, for like a year. I think before they take any whatever they do.
That's a wonderful idea.
So you could always get a gift card, wait and see what gives in about a month or two, because everything at some point does have to get better. I mean, you get worse, but everything has to improve. So wait and see what gives. It might be January or February before you can go out and get what you wanted, or you might just get lucky and it may be there now. There's no telling. It all has to do with supply and demand. And yes, I'm familiar with the song you mentioned, What a Difference a Day Makes. I know that the song goes way back, but the only version that I'm familiar with, well, I can't say that, but one of the versions I'll say, one of the versions I'm familiar with is one that a woman named Esther Williams did back in the middle 70s.
One of my favorites.
Right. But I know the song itself goes
It,
back.
it's a beautiful song, but in comparison with what we're talking about in general, just a short period of time. Things were a little cooking when we recorded that, but more distinctive occurrences, let's just say, have occurred since that time. Steve, I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of writing down a few suggestions that I would do. Now, these suggestions are for people on a tight budget, but even if you're not on a tight budget and you just want to be careful and maybe you have like more of a relaxed budget or spending plan, why not save? Things are rising around us. In my opinion, it's better to err on the side of saving. So, Steve, without further ado, I have a couple of points, but is there anything you wanted to mention right now before I go on to that?
Well, not really. If things were, I'll just say this little part right here, and then, you can go into your section.
Sure.
Based on the way things were, see, even mentally, even though we've been in this pandemic thing headed toward 2 years coming up, which is a surprise, mentally, I'm still a few years, I'm still back before, I'm pre-pandemic still, the way
Right.
And I would just say this, if you did want to do any Black Friday shopping, but there's no telling how it's going to be this year, honestly, do yourself a favor and wait until Cyber Monday. You're going to get the same deals, and you might get lucky that you get free shipping. There's no telling on that. But bottom line, do the gift card. And like I said, the gift card is good. You have a whole year. And at some point, everything has got to, whatever comes down must come up. It's like the theory of relativity, if you think about it. But that's all I was wanting to mention.
But I could say this much, Steve. If somebody was to take a magic wand on this date in October and say that things are fixed, I still would imagine it would take a recovery period, even if that person or persons or things or magic wand, we're going to go through a trial. And the trial this year happens to be occurring during the holiday season. So what's the first strategy, Steve, that I recommend? Rethink your gift giving list. If you're in the habit of giving to everybody and their cousin and their nieces and nephews and uncles from a long distance, this is not the time to do that.
Not this time.
You know why I say that, Steve? Because other things around us may be rising and you want to be ready. You don't want to dig yourself into debt. Because my biggest fear are for my, sweet friends and viewers to fall prey to credit card debt because they're a little more vulnerable now. Everyone is, because of rising costs. We don't need that. And I always say this, Steve, January still comes. And I'll always say this during the holiday season, January still comes. So first thing you're going to do is rewrite your Christmas list. Like it or not, it's a strong recommendation. The next thing, so not only has the amount of gift recipients changed, and basically I narrowed it down. I had to redo my own list. Not that I was doing the aunt, uncle, cousin. That was years ago. I just can't do that. I come from a large family. It's impossible. So I narrow it down basically to my grandchildren, my daughter, my son-in-law, perhaps my siblings. We're grown-ups. We're old enough to understand, but I will always, priority to that. So narrow down your gift giving list. I'm doing it. You may want to do it. As far as friends go, Steve, I could still say it's a good enough idea to consider sending out boxed Christmas cards with a thoughtful note. Yes, postage will probably be going up, but that is still a lot less expensive than having to spend for like a gift. But you're still showing people that you care about that are not your family members, that you're thinking about them. So nothing wrong with a thought-filled Christmas card, holiday card, whatever holiday you're celebrating. In general, what I do with my family members, I like to do a two-part gift, Steve. I think similar to what you do, kind of, sort of. I like to give an edible gift with some sort of a monetary type gift. Not a lot of money, because John from New York City is like the average person. I don't have tons of money. I try to save my money. But the thing is this, work with what you have. Again, let's go back to what I said a couple of weeks back. Maybe, Steve, you might consider hooking up that video that we did a couple of weeks ago in your description box so they can
sure.
Because I keep referring to that video.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is this, an edible gift, affordable edible gift. Save yourself some work. You could get the beautiful tins of cookies. Everybody I talk to loves those butter cookies, Steve.
Oh.
So that with a little gift card or a couple of bucks, let people figure out what they need. If you normally give somebody 25, maybe this year you might have to knock it down to 20. Because if you're doing it for, let's say, 10 people, you're saving $50. So you have to do the math.
Listen, about those butter cookies, as from as far back as I can remember, as a little small child coming up, in my house, my mom, my parents, they always made sure that those butter cookies, especially around this time of the year, was in the house.
Yep.
That was a staple. I mean, that was a for sure thing.
It really, it's a holiday season when you see this. And on a sad note, I was looking up specific brand at that website that begins with an A,
Mm-hmm.
and they were out of stock of those. So it goes to show people are going for them. So if you see them,
Get them.
Get them. They keep well. They ship well.
Oh yeah.
They stay in people's pantries well. You can't lose. I have not met a person yet who didn't like those. I have not personally yet.
No, they're tasty. Yeah.
So an edible gift with, a little something that somebody could figure out what they want. And by the way, Steve, you're so right about the gift cards, because you could just mail them to somebody just for the simple cost of a postage stamp.
Right.
Versus X number of dollars shipping. That shipping money could go into your gift recipient's pocket.
Or now, wait a minute. If, again, everything I know with me at this point, everything with me is still up in the air as far as this Christmas goes. But for those of us that do know their plans and know that they're going to be those that will spend Christmas together, instead of buying all the gifts, just in an envelope with their name on it, with a gift card, just say Merry Christmas. But again, it also depends. But I'm thinking, to me, I like the gift card method. I've been doing it now since about the middle, maybe 06, 07 to 2000s. It works for me. That way, if I go out and buy something for somebody, oh, I like this, or I would have liked this color instead, then you feel disappointed because you tried your best to go out and get what they want, but they wanted a different color or they wanted a different style. So just give them the gift card. Let them be the one to go out and choose what they
Very
want.
true, Steve. Let them decide for themselves. Now, I'm going to throw on an interesting topic for people who are still working in cubicles and not working for themselves at home.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I do not miss this. I'm not going to lie. I used to work for, let's say, corporate America at one time. And when you work in corporate America, nothing against America, but the corporate part, when it comes to the holiday season, there's always that one person in the office that designates themselves as chief cook and bottle washer of collecting for birthdays, gift giving. And they put this sort of invisible mandate. Contribute $10 a month, and then the holiday season comes. How do you guys feel about those office situations? I mean, have you ever had to turn it down? I mean, it's such pressure. Not everyone is making the same amount of money, so there shouldn't be this cookie cutter contribution thing. I personally do not miss that, because I'd be taking away money that I would really, I hate to say it, rather have spent on my family than some coworker I may not even care for. I'm just saying the truth. Has anybody been in that situation? Let us know in the comment section below. Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, there's something else that I used to like to do, and I still, I used to do is right, but I would do it today in a heartbeat. giving somebody a Christmas card is nice. It really is. It shows you're thinking of them. But you can go to the dollar store or places like that, and you can get a small box of like chocolate covered cherries.
Yes. Oh, when you mentioned that on the other show.
Right. And yeah, definitely refer to, I'm telling the people, I will include it in the description
No, what
box.
I'm saying is I love that suggestion. Keep going on that one, Steve.
Yeah. So, for about what you'd pay for a card, $1, couple of
True.
dollars, do the chocolate.
You're right, because how many, you're bringing up an interesting point. How many people look at a card and for about 3 seconds, oh, that's nice, put it down, and the story case closed.
I know.
Where you're doing the cherry thing, or someone might consider the cookie thing, same thought. They're going to get fun from it. They're going to get to share it with others. It's a gift that keeps on giving. I like that box cherry idea, Steve.
And here's the best part. This I did not say at the other video, but when you open it and you grab one and you take that first bite, everybody is going to go, oh, that's good. You can't do that with a card, but that candy.
No, you got a point. Even a picture of that chocolate covered cherry is not going to do it.
Right, but that flavor, the cream and the carrot, whatever the case may be.
It truly is a treat with those maraschino cherries hiding in that wonderful chocolate base with the syrup.
With the syrup, yeah.
So here's another family idea. Like, this is for someone, let's say somebody can only spend, and I'm talking turkey, okay, about Christmas. Suppose your family can only afford $50 or less for the entire Christmas giving season, for example, for your family. And if you're mainly adults, there's no reason not to go to the dollar store and buy various little things and wrap them up with all different colored, fancy, whatever dollar store paper you have for Christmas. Put them in a box. Do a grab bag. Everybody, nobody knows what they're going to get, but everybody's going to have the fun of dipping their hand into that grab bag and picking out a little, surprise gift. And that's affordable and fun. Right, Steve?
Right.
Oh, by the way, I have a suggestion for one of the grab bag gifts. You're not going to believe what I'm going to suggest. You're not going to believe it.
Oh, okay.
Can opener. A manual can opener. Things like that. House gadgets. Like, people say, well, what could I buy?
Yeah.
The sky's the limit. Food savers. Things people can use. This is my opinion. House gadgets. Candles, scented candles.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, pot holders. Want to hear something? A family member gifted me, an in-law to the family, gifted me about, 4 or 5 years ago, these wonderful heavy-duty oven mitts. Every single time I use my oven, Steve, to this day, I bless that person. Oh, thank God for those. I'm not kidding. A nice quality pair of oven mitts does the trick. So you could take $30 and have lots of fun and give useful. Well, I'm a practical gift person. How about picture frames? Can you think of anything else that you would like grab like that?
Let me. You actually hit on a good one though. I mean, even though you just one, I'm just going to mention this right here. Coming back to the can opener. A can opener, I don't care what time of day, month, year, that's something you're going to need at all times. Again, we both have done this. I just recently put up a video a couple of days back. By the way, everyone, that was my first stockpile video. I had never done one. I didn't really know how to go with it, so I just used.
I think you did a great job. I like your stockpile. It's a good start.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll put the camera here, my phone, and I'll set it up, and I'll just show everybody what I have. So that's really, but honestly, food, but believe it or not, giving people, only thing that I can come up with aside from the the chocolate covered cherries or a small box of chocolates or whatever. In general, giving people food items
Yes, that they could add to their growing pantry.
For example, canned goods is always a plus.
Yes.
Let's see. For those that like it, I don't mind it. It's okay, but also depends on who makes it. The old, like Claxton fruit cakes. You can do that.
Yes.
Stick a bow on it. Another one that I like, this can be a little bit on the expensive side, is at Christmas time, they have these big tins, metal tin, with about 3 different varieties of popcorn.
Oh, I love that, Steve.
Right, I do. But that wasn't
no hint, by the way. No hint to everyone.
Yeah, that wasn't the only reason why I put it up, but you see it in the stores every year around October, November.
They are so fun. Didn't you say they have movie candies in some of those stores? I mean, like you could make a person could get like an inexpensive. I like to get like one of those big old pails, like a pail that can be doubled to use for other purposes, to use as a gift basket. All at the Dollar Tree. You could fill it up make it movie night with microwavable popcorn. Fill it up with those candies, movie candies. Fill it up, dress it up. Put on a favorite movie at home with your family. Chilly nights are upon us before you know it.
Well, I was just in a store. Dollar Tree is one, yes. But there's another store that I have here. It's called Five Below. And you go in there and you can buy things for like $5 and below. But they have a couple of rows or so of nothing but candy. I'm going down some of these aisles, and some of the candies that I remembered as a child, 35, 40 years ago, I'm seeing in the Five Below. Chuckles, Zagnut.
Retro candy.
Right? Chuckles, Zagnut, Clark Bar, Fifth Avenue. For those that remember Cowtails, Bazooka Gum. A lot of stuff that I literally forgot about.
And you're not breaking the bank, and you're doing a theme, and it's fun. Let the creative juices flow. I just want to mention something else that I had indicated, Steve.
Okay.
Also, for people that, again, we are all a little more conscientious of our budgets because we just don't know, again, about continuous rising prices. Yes, eventually, I hope it gets better, but for the moment of now, and January still comes, invest in, if you have family over, try to create memories more than concerns about gift giving. For example, focus the fund, invest a few dollars in a bingo game that you keep away in your closet for when family and friends come over. Those cute little bingo games, you just spin that thing around. Okay. Yeah. You could create, instead of exchanging gifts, you can create a first, second, and a third prize. Of course, within your budget. First prize could be a fancy 13x9 cake that you made from scratch. Or, Steve, you have those fabulous annual cookies that you make from scratch. What are they? Oatmeal raisin cookies, for example?
Okay. Yes. All you have to do, and I'll just give it away here. The recipe is really nothing secret or sacred. All you have to do is go to the store. You may even be able to look it up online, probably, as long as it's been out. Go to the store, buy a can or container of Quaker oatmeal. I prefer the old-fashioned, but everybody's different. Or the quick. Open it up, take the lid off, and there is a cookie recipe on the bottom of the lid.
Oh, it's so good.
Every time I've made that to go to a get-together, speaking of that popcorn tin that I told you about for Christmas, imagine that completely full except for about maybe 2.5 inches from the top. I took it to a gathering back in 2007. Within 45 minutes, those cookies were gone.
You're reminding me of something with this tin business. Give me a second to step away, like literally a second.
Okay.
Because I'm looking right at it now.
Oh, you got one. Okay.
Oh, you may remember this, everybody. I got
Oh,
this
yeah.
for my birthday last year. Okay. And it was filled up with that popcorn, the 3 flavors, because my family knows I love it. My sister sent. But if you may also recall, I turned this into a game. Why am I showing you this? In case you can't afford to buy a bingo game, create a free game. Make up trivia questions. Whoever gets the most answers correct wins the first prize. The
Price.
next person
That's
in
a good
order
idea.
wins the second prize. You see what I'm saying? Focus on the event more than spending money on gifts. Have a prize element, yes. You could do the grab bags for less than $25. You could have like first prize, like for example, those cookies or a tray of lasagna or whatever else you decide, whatever you decide. But if you don't have enough money to make to do the bingo game, create your own game for free. You could get all the trivia questions you want on Google for free.
You can. Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely can. Um, More than anything, though, I this is how I look at Christmas, and I've actually seen this, I believe, on a couple of comments, reverting back to the other Christmas video, I believe it was. I would much rather somebody make me something from the goodness of their heart, whether it be a food or something to eat or something that they created, a craft, whatever a case may be.
So
I would,
true.
I would much rather somebody give me that, a gift from the heart, rather than go buy it. But that's me.
I agree with you, Steve, and I would like to compile while I have a minute on your show.
Okay.
Any viewers on Steve's channel, watch the box that just fell. Steve's channel, or if you're a person that follows my channel as well, if you are a creative person and would not mind coming to one of my pre-records, maybe Lisa Miller, you can come back. Maybe Joanne, you can come back, and we could do, November show with Steve. You're more than welcome, Steve. Come on.
Oh,
And we'll talk specifically about some things we could do for the holidays, because it is a game changer this year.
yeah, it is.
Things have changed. But you know what? We're still going to enjoy the holiday. We're not going to get overwhelmed. We're just going to adapt. That's all we could do. Listen, everything you and I talked about sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show that, if again, it all has to do with our imagination and everything that if you pre-think it out, even though I'm not big on the word plan because it's subject to change, but if you pre-think something out on how you're going to do something before the day happens, everything can usually fall right into place. But you don't have to go out and think, oh, it's this, I got to go out and spend money. No, you don't.
Spend a little time and let our creative juices flow. Steve, while I have you in front of me, and maybe the folks who recall last year, do you think you and I should consider doing another special for Thanksgiving, a pre-record with the holiday trivia questions for Thanksgiving? What says you?
I personally, I'm all for that because
Good.
I have to tell. I don't know if I've told you, but I'm about to. The Thanksgiving video that Jan and I put up last year, as far as I'm concerned, is probably my most favorite video for the simple fact that everything that could happen did happen. That's one. And two, what made it so unique is it happened in real time. It's real life.
Oh, we're not going to tell you. Let's just say there's a bunch of boo-boos in it.
It did. I mean, let's just say this. It was I don't want to compare what we did to that because
that wasn't a pre-record. That was a live.
That was a live. That happened right then and there.
In the pre-record world, you can flavor it out.
It was kind for you guys that like old TV. It was kind of like our version of the Carol Burnett show because back then what they did, bam, was done right then and there. There were no do-overs. That was like right on spot what you saw. So that's this video for us. That's probably why I like it because it was done in real time.
But it would be such an honor to have our folks spend an hour with us on either channel or both channels, a little time in your channel, a little time in my channel. to have the folks visit us, during the holidays. That would
Yeah.
be, it's so nice of them to have us come into their homes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it
We
is.
appreciate it.
You know,
So you see, guys, we can get around this. We can do this together. We can do this.
yeah, we have to. We got to stick together somehow.
Got no choice. Got to make the best of things. We
Mhm.
can make a decision to be like, oh, woe is me. No, that's not for our group. We are joyful money savers. Yes.
That's right. Yes, we are. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just, conclude and say that, now is the time for all of us to kind of prefabricate what we're going to do, because Christmas is really not that far away.
Plan.
The holidays is just around the corner.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have my birthday coming up, in 10 days. So usually my birthday marks like the halfway mark of fall. It's like the halfway. Come November 1st, November the 2nd, you start dragging out the Christmas music. You start getting in the festivity, for Christmas. But now's the time to kind of prefabricate and think about what you're going to do.
That's the beauty part. I love what you just said, because we have the gift of time to think and not make rash decisions again, I have to bring up January. Stop worrying about like trying to prove something to someone that's not even somebody you really even know. Sometimes we do things even for people we don't really care about. I mean, like, I don't mean to be rude, but I mean like care for, like they're just not our cup of tea. So why be a phony to yourself? I believe in being honest to yourself. I'm not going to do things just to impress someone. That's actually dishonest, in my opinion. That's kind of being a fake and a phony. Put your heart where it belongs.
Right. Well, Janet.
Yes, Steve.
I'm glad that we came back on and put this segment up. And in a way, it's almost like a part 2 to the other one that we did.
Yes.
The other day. But
you might even want to call it part 2.
Yeah, I might just do that, and I'm going to link that particular show we did down in the description, so that way you can watch that for those that haven't, and this one, that way you'll have an idea, instead of like, well, what is Steve or what is Jan talk? I don't quite get it. Revert back. It's kind of like watching a part 2 of a movie, but you don't know what part 1 is. You have to watch part 1 to see part 2. So, it kind of.
I agree. And also, Steve, I'm so glad that the folks will hopefully include their money saving suggestions for the rest of us, because, we're all in this thing together. If you guys really make a difference. Maybe you don't realize it, but your comments make a big difference.
Yes, it does.
You may be helping a fellow viewer or myself or even Steve think about a great money saving thing in our own family. So
right.
thank you.
Because they leave in a comment. Again, feel free to, leave in the comment. I'd love to hear your feedback. But again, I love hearing what others have to say. And I've enjoyed everything, all the comments that I've received, and they've all been great. Not just what'll come from this video, but, the other stuff I've done. But maybe there's something that I'm possibly, or you're possibly leaving out that somebody else may think of.
Absolutely. So it really matters. Thanks again, Steve, for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. And again, guys, I must mention that every Tuesday, like clockwork, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do my Recipe Tuesday. And, be on the lookout for that. And of course, all of Jan, her channel and her content. Definitely.
And if you don't know, I'm on Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern. I don't expect you to watch me at 5 a.m. Right. But if you do, thank you.
Yeah. I know that's kind of a bit early for people to wake up,
But it's there. It's there when you wake up. I'm already there.
It's already up and
just like you at 6 o'clock on Tuesdays.
That's it. All right. Like I said, be on the lookout. As you know, Jan and I, we get together from time to time, because I don't know, we're kind of like, I hate to use this example. I'll use a country music example here. We're kind of like Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty, or I can't yet. Another one is Tammy Wynette and George Jones. We kind of work together, and it works great. That's how we are.
Yes, we've worked together a little while now, so
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I would like to wish you guys the rest of a good rest of your day, and we'll see. We will see you in the not too distant future. Take care and have a fabulous day. See you next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.